Hi, welcome to today's video. So today's video is basically all about the makeup products that I've been using in the month of March. It's mostly a mix of new products as well as some older products from my collection. So it's a bit of shopping my stash, and it's a little bit of some newer products that I've been testing out this month. And a lot of the newer products I think I did mention recently in my recent videos. So yeah, so let's get into it. So I'll start with the category of products that I was most excited to use this month, and that was blush. I basically used 3 different blush products through the whole month, and I had a lot of fun wearing blush this month. So let's start with that. So the first product I want to talk about is from Hard Candy, and this is one of the newer products that I tried out this month. I just picked it up in the beginning of March, I believe, and I did do a dedicated video on a lot of the new Hard Candy products that have come out. And this one is the liquid blush from Hard Candy, and this is called the Face Off Blush. And this is a luminous blush formula, and it comes in multiple shades. I believe at least 4 or 5 different shades. And the shade that I have is called Born Yesterday. Now this is a very bright pink. In fact, it's as bright as the pink here that it's shown on the tube. It's a very vibrant, punchy pink color. And it has quite a bit of a white base to it, but even then I wouldn't call it too much of a cool tone blush. You can still pull this blush off if you have a warm tone to your skin, and also this would work perfectly well even if you have slightly deeper skin tones than me, and also if you have a little bit if you're on the lighter end of the skin tone spectrum too. I believe this would work because this is actually a very easy to build blush, so you can apply very lightly if you want just a wash of color, or you could actually apply more and buff it into your skin for a more punchy, bright pink look. And I've used it in both ways. I mean, there are days when I want a very toned down look and it's worked out well, and it's extremely easy to blend, not patchy, does not lift any foundation from underneath or any other products, plays well with most of the other products that I tried with, actually with all the other products I tried it with. So overall, I'm extremely satisfied with this product. And this one also, unlike the other cream or liquid blush products coming out into the market these days, this one does not come with a sponge applicator, and I'm very happy about it. It actually comes with more like a lip gloss style applicator, so it's easier to use, so you can just directly dab it on, and it doesn't get as messy as those sponge tip ones. And therefore I kind of prefer this packaging, and I'm happy that Hard Candy went with this style of packaging versus trying to mimic the Charlotte Tilbury style sponge tip applicator. So yeah, overall I'm really liking it. It's kind of priced at, I think it was like some $7 if I remember right, and I think that's a pretty good price. You get quite a bit of product. You get 10 ml of product, which I think is a decent amount. And yeah, it works really beautifully. It looks really nice on the cheeks. It's not glittery, although it's a luminous formula, so there's no visible chunks of glitter on your cheeks, and that's another thing that I really appreciate about it. And it just looks like a nice glow. So very happy with this one, and I was very, very happy to wear this like multiple times, I don't know, through the week. In fact, I think I reached for this more than the other powder blushes I'm going to be talking about. Now, the next blush that I was also very excited to use this month is another new one to my collection, and that's from Moira. This is the Moira Signature Ombre Blusher in the shade Morning Sunshine. Just look at this blush. It's really gorgeous. First of all, I really like the imprint of this blush. It's got like a butterfly, actually 2 butterflies, a flower, and it's just a very beautiful imprint. I kind of picked this up because of the imprint. Plus, I did hear some good reviews about it, and I'm glad I picked it up. This is a very interesting blush. It is a very pigmented blush, so you have to be a little bit careful when applying this one because yeah, you can go, to Clown City really quickly. You have to be quite careful with how you apply this one, especially this particular shade down here, the very bright pink. Yeah, I mean, it's quite intense. So if you have extremely pale skin, I highly recommend tapping off a lot of the excess and maybe even use a stippling brush with this. But yeah, if you are my skin tone, you just need to be a little bit careful on how you pick it up with the blush brush. And yeah, you just basically need the tiniest amount of this on your brush, and that's enough for one full cheek. I noticed that this one, although it is quite pigmented, it's easy to blend into your skin. So therefore, I'm happy with the formula. And also because it's an ombre style blush, each time you can kind of have fun with it. There are days when I kind of focus my brush more on the top part, so therefore I get more of like a slightly more paler, less intense version of that pink. Then of course, if I want like a really punchy pink, if I just focus my brush down there, I get that version as well. So yeah, it's kind of fun that way to, play around, with this blush by just tapping your brush into different parts of the blush. I haven't actually tried swirling my blush brush through all the shades in this particular one, simply because, like I said, a lot of it picks up on my brush, and therefore, I've been very careful with how I use this particular blush. And yeah, overall, like I said, because it's an ombre style blush, you can have a lot of fun with this one. There are the other shades in this blush which are a little bit more maybe everyday friendly, if you are looking for something which is not too fussy and which is not like where you need to pay too much attention to how much of the product you're picking up on the brush. So yeah, so if that's more your cup of tea, they do have some more neutral leaning ombre blushes as well. This one I just picked it up because I just really like that ombre, as well as it's got some interesting colors which I don't have in my collection. So I kind of enjoyed playing around with this particular shade, and the formula is pretty good. The color stays put through the day, so I'm pretty impressed with it. So yeah, a little bit of caution when going in with your brush, but otherwise the rest of the aspects of this blush is just really great. So I really like this one, and I highly recommend that one. The other blush that I was using is actually from my collection, and this is from Canmake. This is the Canmake Glow Fleur Cheeks in the shade number 13. This one again is very similar to the ombre style in a way. Like this one also comes with some multiple shades. This one pulls more of like a peachy tone when you mix all of the shades together, and I really like it. It has like just the nice amount of sheen. There is no visible specks of glitter, so again I enjoy that sheen type of a finish on my cheeks. And this one is really easy to use. It's also a very buildable blush if you want some more intensity. And yeah, it's actually one of my favorite blushes to pull out during spring. And I think I featured this blush in my spring makeup picks video that I did maybe like a week or two ago. So yeah, this is actually one of my favorite springtime blushes. So I was again very happy and excited to pull it out and use it again after quite a while actually. So yeah, so this one was another one that I really enjoyed. And I believe this is still available at least it's still available on Canmake's official store on Amazon. So if you are interested, you can still purchase this. This is not a limited edition one as far as I know. So yeah, that's another blush that I was absolutely enjoying. Now the bronzer that I was basically using through the whole month was again from Hard Candy, a new product which I again had spoken about in my video. My Hard Candy video a few weeks back. So this is the Luminous Gel Bronzer in the shade Sweet Tea. I think this is the lightest shade that's there. This one works really beautifully with my skin tone. It's not too orange. The other two shades in this range look quite, the next shade up looked quite orange, and the darkest shade looked really dark. So, which is basically why I went with this one, and I'm pretty happy with this. This one, I love the formula. It's so easy to work with. I was a bit nervous about using this one because I haven't used a liquid bronzer in forever, I think. I don't think I've ever used a liquid bronzer. My first liquid bronzer, and I was a little intimidated because I was wondering if it would be too difficult to buff in, whether it would look patchy, but this one was so easy to work with, and I'm so happy about having this in my collection. Yeah, you just need like to apply like 1 or 2 dots, and then you can buff it in with your, like I have like a cream bronzer brush that I use. I just use that. It's a pretty dense brush. I just use that, and you can happily just buff it in everywhere. So I kind of pull it up a little bit here. I apply it near my jaw, and of course around here. So the 3 shape kind of a thing. And it works really beautifully. And yeah, the formula, like I said, so easy to work with. Although this is like a luminous bronzer, there's again no visible specks of glitter, and it kind of looks very much like it looks very skin-like. It doesn't really, you know, it's not very obvious that it is a luminous bronzer, and at the same time it's not like super matte, so it kind of looks very skin-like in my opinion, although it is called a luminous formula. Yeah, so again, very easy to use. If you are somebody who's new to using cream or liquid bronzer products, I highly recommend starting with this one. Very user-friendly in my opinion, very easy to buff in, and there's no patchiness. It works well with powder products as well, so sometimes I would use this and go in with a powder blush on top, no issues. So overall, very happy with this one, so highly recommend this particular bronzer as well. Now, in terms of foundation, I decided to again stick to my Revlon Photo Ready Candid Glow foundation. This one, I think I used it even last month. I basically want to try and finish this up as much as I can. So yeah, I'm kind of like doing sort of like a project pan with this one. I really like this particular foundation. This is basically the foundation I have on my face today. Oh, by the way, and also the bronzer I have on my face today is this one, and I'm actually wearing the Moira blush today. I've basically focused it, I think I focused my brush more towards the orangey side today, so you don't really see too much pink, but that's what I was using today. Anyway, so yeah, this is basically the foundation that I have on my face today. It's extremely lightweight. It feels like skin. You really basically don't feel like you're wearing anything. I don't know why more people don't talk about it, probably because it's an older product, but it's still a good product in my opinion. And although it is a glow foundation, it does not have, you know, an overly dewy finish, nor does it have any shimmer in it. So it works really well if you have, you know, dry skin or even combination skin, maybe even oily skin, because I don't find it gives a very skin-like finish. It doesn't really have much of a, you know, that overly dewy look a lot of glow foundations have these days. This one does not. It looks very skin-like in my opinion. So I'm really happy to keep using that one. And yeah, had some fun. Maybe next month I will actually just switch it up a bit, because I've been using this for the last 2 months and I do have some other foundations I need to use. The concealer I've been using has been the concealer I've been using for quite a few months now, and that's the Sephora Best Skin Ever Full Coverage Multi-Use Concealer. And I have this in the shade 21.5Y. This one is a very nice, beautiful concealer, in my opinion. This is also made in, no, this is made in Canada. I thought it was made in France. This is made in Canada. It comes in a nice glass bottle. You get quite a bit of product. You get like 0.30 fluid ounces or 9 ml of product. It's quite a lot of concealer in my opinion, because you need just the teeniest, tiniest amount if you are trying to conceal any darkness in your under eye area. You need just the tiniest bit. And I love this because I don't really bother setting my concealer, and even then it doesn't crease, and it looks very skin-like. It looks like I'm not wearing concealer, so I love that about this. So yeah, overall I've been enjoying that particular concealer for the last couple of months anyway. I haven't spoken about it much, but I thought I would talk about this because the Sephora sale is coming up next week, and I think the Sephora collection products are all 30% off, and I highly recommend checking this concealer out, because in my opinion it works beautifully if you have dry skin. I have dry skin, and in general I've always been a little bit nervous about putting concealer in my under eye area, simply because of how sometimes it can start looking very crusty. I don't have that issue with this one. You need the teeniest, tiniest amount. I think if you go a little overboard with this, it can tend to look a little bit cakey and a little too thick. But the secret is to either use a sponge to diffuse it out, or, you know, spread it out, or use a teeny tiny amount and use your fingers to spread it around under your eyes, and it works fabulous. So that's my favorite concealer. Now, the highlighter that I've been using this month again is a hard candy product. I've really been enjoying these three things, and also I actually have an eyeshadow stick also from Hard Candy, which I did use quite a bit. Yeah, and these are again products I covered in my previous video. This one is the cream not bronzer, sorry, the cream highlighter stick in Champagne Breakfast. Again, this one, the Face Off highlighter, comes in 3 different shades, and I think this is like the second lightest shade in the range. And this one is a very nice, easy to use cream, I keep saying bronzer, it's a cream highlighter. Now this one, again, I just directly go onto the high points of my cheek and then just use my fingertips to blend. It stays put the whole day, and again, there's no visible specks of glitter. It's basically looks like a glow from within. It looks like a nice sheen on your cheeks versus glitter. And you can easily build it up if you want a little bit more of an intense highlight. But I generally like to just, you know, dab a little bit and just spread it across, because I like to keep my highlight looking a little bit more natural, and this one works really well for that. So in my opinion, this is quite comparable to the What's Up highlighter from Benefit, which I used to have a long time ago. That one, the What's Up highlighter, can be a little bit more intense than this one. And although that's the case, I kind of like this a little bit better because of how it's not super intense as well. And it's easy to even build up if you want the intensity. So you can start with like a low intensity and build it up. So that's a nice thing about this one. And it does stay put and last throughout the day. Again, it works well on top of powders as well. So really happy with this one. And this was the other hard candy product that I was enjoying this month, another new product. Now in terms of eyeshadow, again, I think I did cover these products before. I was mostly using these Holika singles from, sorry, they are singles from Holika. I think the line of these singles is called You Are My Fave and You Are My Fave Glitz. And I do have these single eyeshadows in 3 different shades. I have the shade Moonshine, which is like a champagne type of a shade. Then I have the shade Demure, which is more of a coppery type of a shade. And then I have the shade, what's the other one? Angelic, which is more of a rosy toned shade. These are all, I did talk about these in detail in my last video, where I talked about this as well as another eyeshadow palette, as well as some other products which I picked up from a K-beauty website. And these are very different type of formula. They basically are somewhere in between a glitter topper as well as a full-on metallic shadow. So they basically have enough of a base pigment, but they have a lot of shimmer. So if you like some nice shimmer, I highly recommend checking these out. And I can link my video that I did a few days ago, where I talked about these shadows in more detail, so you can kind of understand how different these are from some of the other shadows you would see in the Western market. These ones are very, very, what do you say? They're very sparkly, kind of, if you like that kind of a sparkly, ethereal kind of eye look, these are like very nice, very, very fun to use. And overall, I've enjoyed the formula. It's very lightweight and doesn't really irritate my eyes. I didn't notice any sort of fallout or flaking into my eyes or anything. So that way it was super nice to use these. And these are also, I think they're available on YesStyle. These I actually got them as a gift. So I didn't purchase them myself. My brother bought these for me. And these are available on YesStyle for around $7 or so. So if you are interested, I will link that video where I talk about these in more detail. So I'm not going to spend too much time talking about this one. Now, the other eyeshadow palette that I was using was from my stash, and this is the Essence Dancing Green eyeshadow palette. It's been a while since I used this palette, so I was very excited to get my hands into, get back into using this. I really like this palette. This is like the super easy to use green eyeshadow palette. I mostly stay away from color, but every now and then I like to use some color. Like today I'm actually wearing like a pinky coral type of a shade on my lids. I will talk about that in a bit. Yeah, so this is like a perfect springtime green palette in my opinion. It has enough of, like some neutrals to sort of ground your look if you're looking for a slightly neutral leaning green shade, green look. And also it has a nice dark green shade here, which is, I don't know, on my lids I feel like it looks a little bit duochromy. I'm not sure, it's not a duochrome for sure, but when I wear it I feel like when I shift it looks like a bit of like a duochrome. I don't know, maybe it's just my brain playing games with me, but overall these shimmers are very beautiful. The mattes are extremely easy to work with, and again I think I spoke about this palette in my spring makeup picks video. So yeah, so that video I did talk about how this palette is again a very usable, user-friendly green eyeshadow palette, and again the formula is perfect in my opinion. It's for a 3.99 palette. The formula is fantastic. There's no fallout, there's super nice pigmentation, the mattes blend easily. Overall I'm like super impressed with this one. In fact, I was wondering recently when I was looking at Ulta, they have like the 21, no, not 21 days of sale, they have like a spring sale event or something happening, and I saw these again online, and I was wondering if I should pick up another shade of this line of Essence shadows, because you know, using this recently I realized how good these are, especially for something less than $5. So yeah, that was the other palette that I was super excited to use. And then in addition to that, I did use a bunch of other eyeshadow sticks that I have in my collection, and one of the eyeshadow sticks that I have been gravitating towards quite a bit is from the I'm Mimi brand. It's actually a Korean brand, but they do have a storefront on Amazon, and that's where I got this from. This is their eyeshadow stick in the shade Rose Cape, and that's basically what I have on my lids today. So it's a very nice sparkly pink shade, rosy pink shade. Yeah, so if you like shadow stick, a nice cream formula with a lot of glitter in there, then this is the one for you. This is actually quite glittery in my opinion. It's not like a plain metallic shadow stick. It has quite a bit of glitter. The glitter is very finely milled and it doesn't bother my eyes, and so yeah, and there's basically no fallout. I find that this does last pretty well on my lids. I do have dry lids, so yeah, it could be that. I don't notice much of a creasing, nor do I notice any fallout of the glitter in here. So overall I really enjoy this one. So this is what it looks like, as you can see. Yeah, so that's Rose Cape, and I believe this is like $10 or something on Amazon. And of course I think on sites like Yes Style you can sometimes get them even cheaper, and I think for that price it's pretty nice. It's a very nice formula, very creamy, and like I said, it's a little bit different from your usual metallic eyeshadow sticks. It's got a little bit of glitter in there, so it looks a little extra sparkly on the lid. So that's the other one that I've been enjoying. So yeah, that's it. I think that's most of the eye products. Now for lips, I did use, I think, all products from my stash. So first off is this one from Colorpop. This is the Colorpop Fresh Kiss Lip Lacquer in the shade Scotch Kiss. This one is a pretty nice mauve type of pink, and this is something that is initially when I first got it I kind of enjoyed it, but recently I've started finding that it's a little heavy on my lips. Like it feels like the color is really nice. So here's the color. This is what the shade looks like. It's a very beautiful shade, but I don't know, the formula I'm not really vibing with it so much, probably because the other lip products that I've been using this month are like very lightweight on the lips. They don't feel heavy. This one, it's not sticky, but it feels heavy. Like it feels like I really have like a thick coat of something on my lips, and that's not a fun feeling. So yeah, I didn't really enjoy this as much as I did when I first got it. So there's a change of mind here with this one. And I think recently Colorpop came out with a new collection where they had some more of these Fresh Kiss lip lacquers. So I know for a fact that I won't be picking any more of these. It's okay, but again, not my favorite. What is my favorite is this one. This is the Revlon Super Lustrous Glass Shine lipsticks, and I have this in the shade Love Is On. I do have two other shades of this. This one, the formula is fantastic. I think they are discontinuing these, so if you do get a chance to pick this up, I highly recommend picking it up. This is the shade Love Is On, and this is what it looks like. It's like a nice glossy red pink, and yeah, so I've been enjoying this. Go Chichu, go. Okay. And then the other lipstick that I've been enjoying is from Canmake, and I have this in the shade 01. This is the Canmake Melty Luminous Rouge lipstick, and like I said, in the shade 01. And this is basically what I have on my lips today. It's a nice warm pink shade. Again, this is something I usually pick out to use during spring months, and yeah, there you go. That's what it looks like. And Love Is On is a super nice creamy balmy lipstick as well. The last lipstick is actually an lipstick from Avon, I think. This is from a Christmas collection from Avon like many years ago. And this lipstick formula is super nice, and it's still not gone bad. I'm still happily using it. It's in the shade Merry Mauve. It's actually got tiny bits of shimmer in there, and yeah, I don't know how. I think I got these as a gift. I don't know. I have like an entire set of these Christmas lipsticks from Avon from a couple of months ago. So this is what it looks like. It's, again, I don't know, can you see? It's like super shiny, and it has a little bit of shimmer specks in there as well. So those were the lip products that I've been using. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again in another one. Bye.